Give me 1 sec. I'm gonna go to the bathroom first, actually, and then I'll let you fire away. So if you guys didn't hear, unfortunately Harley actually decided to go private on all his accounts, and he's no longer doing any involvement with the press or anything, so I have to take Harley's questions on his behalf as his agent. Yeah, go for it. Anyone feel free to ask anything. This is water, by the way. It's just in an almond milk container. Thank you, Rachel. What's happening in the other house right now? Probably nothing. It's probably just empty. It's going to be an Airbnb at some point. That's my uncle's plan for it, I believe. I'll switch this to here. Yeah, so it's getting like finishing touches on my uncle put some shelves in and stuff. And then I think they're going to add a couple more pieces of furniture and some decorations, and they're going to start renting it out. Me and Ethan actually talked a little bit about Airbnb in this place out once in a while, because on the really popular game weekends, you can get a lot of money for those. I'm not sure how that would work or if that would make sense to do or not, but could be a way to make a good load of money pretty fast. Wow. Yeah, this house, this game day house, 12 guests, 4 bedrooms, 4 beds, 3 baths. So not terribly different from my place here. Has $600 per night. That's pretty insane. That is pretty insane. And oh my goodness, they're booked all the way through to August. Or maybe this is just their only open days. Oh, I think that they just have a few days open. But yeah, it's crazy. Perfect town to do it. I'm doing that with my house. Nice, especially ring day. What's the party theme? I don't know if we've come up with a theme, but I think we're just going to try and have a lot of eccentric activities. I'm supposed to brainstorm them all while Ethan's at work tonight, so I'll be able to give you more information by tomorrow morning. You can stay with me. Thanks, Johnny B. Number 2. Has anyone ever called you my kale? No, not yet. Number 3, what has been your favorite part of the project so far? I think my favorite part is like the fact that it feels like I'm doing something, even if I'm like not doing something. If that makes sense. Yeah, like what? Okay, let's brainstorm. All right, I'll be there after work. Um, so I think right now uh, I don't even remember what the other idea was. Maybe I might even make all the ideas secret until the party itself, so that you just have to show up and see. Unless you have some really good ideas. Your stream is amazing in so many ways. Thanks. What are some of I'll just make a quick announcement before I follow up on these questions. One cool thing that's going on is that I'm integrating. The easiest way to say it is like I'm finishing getting the merchandise store set up, and so I should be able to do like a beta launch pretty soon, like maybe in the next day. I might even send the link out tonight if I get it all finished. And so I guess he actually did have some things to say. So that'll be exciting. I'm looking forward to that. I'm gonna I'm gonna order myself all the. I like redesigned some of the stuff a little bit, made like some logos smaller or like changed the place a tiny bit just to make it look better, based on the stuff that we got samples of. So I'm gonna reorder everything, and that's the deal with that. That's my announcement. Okay. What are some of your bad habits? That's really interesting because I've been trying to eliminate my bad habits. This is a bad habit right now, bouncing up and down during a Q&A on an exercise ball. Like if you were to ask me that at the beginning of the year, I'd probably say, or if I were to look back and tell you what my bad habits were at the beginning of the year, things like slouching and being lazy and like drinking all the time and having like a serious coffee addiction, or just like binge eating all the time, which not to say that I don't eat a lot now, but I think it's a little more structured and intentional. Bad habits that I still have. I can definitely push things back a lot. Like if there's something that should be done, then I have a habit of just being like waiting till I'm in the right headspace to do it rather than just taking it on and doing it, which I think a lot of creatives and artists throughout history have argued over. But there's sayings like amateurs wait for inspiration, professionals work or something. They make their own inspiration or work until they're inspired. I don't know. Other bad habits: changing my sleep schedule all the time. It's kind of a bad habit. I want to be on a schedule, but then like a couple nights ago, it felt really good to stay up, and then sleeping in was good. And I don't know. It's like it's hard to change my sleep schedule back once I get it off, but it's so easy to get it off. I started watching some old streams. You have changed so much, Johnny B. Uh, Feel free to explain what you mean by that. I agree, but I would love to hear your thoughts. Number four, would you ever go back to school? Yeah, I would at some point if I thought it made sense for my life. The thing is, it didn't make sense for my life at all at the time. It was like the worst thing I could be doing with my time. And my money and primarily my parents and primarily my grandparents' money because they together like were the ones who were paying for my school. And so, while I was in school, I didn't pay for many things of my own. I I would work or any money that I had or like worked for would be just for pleasure spending or on food, I guess. But my parents covered my housing and school, and so it was mostly not even my financial burden, but it was a waste, a massive waste. It made me feel guilty to think like I think that's really messed up to waste that amount of money, even if it's not mine. You know what I mean? I think it's probably even worse to waste someone else's money, especially with my. It's hard because with my grandparents and parents, um, they thought so much that this is a wise investment because maybe at the time when they went to college, or with how they understand the career world and how they understand me, it makes sense in their mind. But for me, for it to be so clear that's not the right move and that it is a waste of time and money at that time in my life, it was really hard to articulate that to them and try and explain that I think that it's weird. It's like I would be hurting them by following their advice, if that makes sense. Too complicated of an answer to a simple question. But if it made sense, if there's something I wanted to do that I had to get a degree for, or I just wanted to study something, then absolutely, yeah. Number one, why are you such a schmuck? That is a great question. I think it's part genetics and part the way I was raised. Thank you, Harley. You answered my question. How can I send you a gift card? Johnny B, that's a good question. I might get a P.O. box at some point, but I probably wouldn't do it yet because I don't have because you'd probably be the only person sending me anything. But that's cool that you offer that. That's really nice. Probably go. Don't steal my number in Steam. Did I miss your number one, or was that just a prank to get me to look back for number one? I get the slouching thing when I see myself on stream. I look like the hunchback of a. Look, this is like. If you go to early, this is. You can't even see well. But there's a significant curve in my lumbar area. This is what my back looks like, you know what I mean? And so I'm trying to make it so that's not what my back looks like. And I have a serious lack of any sort of it's almost like this part of my body is atrophied because I don't use any of these muscles, or I never used to use any of them. Even in school and stuff when I was a kid, I'd always sit slouched, so it wouldn't require any of these muscles, lower back or lower abs and stuff. And so it's why I have a weird body shape almost as well. So I'd be killing two birds with one stone if I could fix my posture. What's up, Mod Check? Hey, Chris. How do you like living in College Station? I love it. I've said this a couple times. This is my favorite place I've ever lived. I've lived in 10 different places, maybe. Including some pretty non-traditional living situations, and this is definitely my favorite. You seemed out of control partying and drinking. Now you seem more structured and more healthy lifestyle. Yeah, that's accurate. That's a nice, accurate, succinct little explanation. Hey everyone, Tim from Florida here. What's up, Tim? Versus other places. Yeah, this is way better. I think College Station's the nicest people. It's it gets real hot in the summer, but in general, it's the nicest weather. I like the winters a lot. It's great. It's a really nice size. The people are insanely nice. That's the biggest thing. It wasn't numbered, but yes, you skipped. I don't see it, Shelby. I look back for. Oh, was it? Can we start now? What was it? I'll answer it. Can you say ooga booga? Wow, I said it. I doubt I'd be the only one to send you something. You would have many friends on stream that would send you stuff. Um, I'll look into it, Johnny B. I'll put some thought into it, and I will consider doing that. If he acting crazy, I'm gonna pop him like a bubble. What would your perfect day look like? I think that every day I kind of have a perfect day in a sense. Like I wake up and there's no responsibilities or anything that I don't want to do that I have to do. Generally, like I wake up and I do whatever I want to do, and a lot of that is like work related. You know what I mean? I think that I spend a lot of the day working, but it's like all things that I want to do and I feel passionate about, and so maybe that's like a cheesy answer, but I think that like literally every day this year at least has been like um, in a way my perfect day. As in, I couldn't if I was gonna pick a perfect day for tomorrow, like it would be doing what I'm already gonna do tomorrow, and then the next day would be the same thing. I can't believe no one offered you a ride with the desk last night. No, no, Josh offered me a ride, per usual, very nice guy, but I turned him down. I was happy. I was happy to push it back, and I was kind of just in the mood to go for it. You know, sometimes you have to put your own self reliance to the test. No, Johnny B, I don't care about him. Michael is a human test rat, but there's a Russian scientist that's watching you. There is a I don't know what the word is. A Dutch scientist that's watching me. He reached out to me and he's doing a study on surveillance and stuff, and he wanted me to be a part of it. So, you know, it's not that far from Russia, different part of Europe, but close. And thank you, Chris. Um, although Johnny B said that's not nice, I truly appreciate the sentiment. I need some people to look at me as a test rat. Communist? Are you a communist, or would you rather be feared or loved? Both. Combination. There's no either or. Shelby drives the car from Flintstones. How come you had a sad video in your highlights? Were you having a sad moment? Yeah, I do or I try to make the highlights. It's really hard. The idea of this project was to capture everything in a year, right? Which is a lot of sad, a lot of happy, everything in between. And that's easy to capture because I'm always rolling. There's no editing. There's no worrying about am I showing too much or too little? I'm showing everything. You know what I mean? So the mood fluctuations, it's all there. It's really easy. What happens is all there. The only things you don't see, shitting, showering, sex, and like text messages, but I even try to include those when it's really relevant and stuff, or I'll talk about it or something if it's important, you know, without violating anyone's privacy. And the deal with the highlights, the deal with any curated content is you are choosing what people see. And my attempt with most of the videos that I do, anything serious video wise, you know, I'm primarily a video editor. That was my profession. That's like probably my most marketable skill. The idea that I have when I set out to make a video is to most of the time accurately capture the essence of something that happened. And with the highlights channel in particular, it was originally supposed to be really exciting moments. I didn't, you know, when I came up with the ideas and stuff, it's always rougher in the beginning. So I came up with the idea to do the highlights channel about halfway through January, and then started it at the end of January, start of February, and it was all just happy and exciting clips at first, and then I came to the realization about a month ago that it would be awesome if the highlights channel could function as a distilled version of the actual live stream project. And so instead of just showing all the happy moments and really exciting things that happened this year, if it could show the roller coaster, but just in a more bite-sized format. Not that the highlights channel itself is bite-sized, because there are hours and hours of content on there and all, but it's more bite-sized than the hundreds or thousands of hours that are the live streams. Yeah, same. Fear lasts longer than love, Sonny. It's very profound. Feared by my enemies and loved by hot girls. What's your favorite part about live streaming your life? Um, I think I sort of answered. Is that what I don't remember. Let's see. What's been your favorite? Oh, favorite part of the project. What's my favorite part about live streaming my life? I have so many different answers for these, and I feel like I could just pick one at random every time. Um, I mean, I think my favorite part is that it just gives a lot of like meaning to the way I see my life. I feel like the things I do are more meaningful because it's part of a larger social experiment rather than just me interacting with things and people, and the interactions will be forgotten. It's cemented in space and time for as long as this channel exists until YouTube deletes it, clears out all my content, and bans me from the platform permanently. Can I run your highlights channel? I used to try and have Ethan run my highlights channel, but he's not organized enough and he doesn't care enough about it. So I just decided to do it on my own. What said Rachel? Oh, wait, what's your favorite part? Oh, wait, okay, I'm back here. The working man's... What's your favorite part of the project technology-wise? Honestly, I really am not that, or at least in the beginning, I wasn't that interested in this. I didn't know anything about live streaming when I started this project, or when I set out to begin it. When I first started acquiring the technology and testing things and experimenting with live streaming, I'd never done a live stream before, period, ever, on any platform. So until November of last year, when I was in prep for this project. And I've learned an insane amount about live streaming, about YouTube as a platform, about all these different platforms and all this technology behind it. It's insane how much, I'm not even aware of how much I've learned because I forget how little I knew at one point. And so I think technology-wise, I guess my favorite part technology-wise is that when I watch the streams back, it feels viscerally like the same experience as living it was. So as long as the camera's in the right place and there's no glitching and stuff, it looks the exact same. You know what I mean? And it feels the same as when I see things in my memory. And that's really interesting. And that's impressive that the technology's at a point where it can be like that. Can I run your highlights channel? What? 11.24 was number 5. Oh. What's the first thing you notice about a person? That's a good question. I think the first thing I notice is like how I guess like artificial maybe. Not in a really bad way. I don't know how to frame this, but like if you talk to someone or if I meet someone, then I can tell right away um, how frank they are in conversation, and that goes a long way for me because I don't feel like I really hold back anything, and so I really appreciate that in other people. Um, Open-mindedness and stuff. Michael, okay, let's see. Okay, I understand, bud. And you're human. What was that about, Rye? I'm not sure. Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's all human. Like it's all ups and downs. There's no, Michael. I really admire your courage to be vulnerable to the world. Thank you, Tim T. Why is Ethan half naked all the time? Because I forced him to do that. It's part of his contractual obligation. Or in front of the world would be more accurate. Yeah, and why does he wear girl clothes at Walmart? Courage to be vulnerable. What the fuck? The people of Michael Gary's live stream. Sonny was right, Daddy. I think your stream is amazing and groundbreaking, and many people are going to copy it. Yeah, I expect that. I think that people will copy it without even knowing that it exists as well. Like, if it gets big, then obviously a lot of people will hear about it, and then they might base their projects and streams, etc., on it. I also think that people will naturally. I think people have come up with this idea. I know people have come up with this idea, and a lot of them have not done it. But I think that people will come up with this idea on their own and do it probably because I think it's a really good idea, and the technology will get easier. So it won't be a matter of lugging around a backpack with uh, faulty modems and switching out ice packs every 6 hours and switching batteries every 12 and switching streams every couple hours, managing everything, running it from your device to a server to another server to a splitter to platforms. It's going to be simpler. It's going to be a lot more turnkey solutions, and it's going to be cheaper. It's not going to be $600 of data a month. It's going to be 50 at some point, and then a lot of people are going to do it. I know wholeheartedly that we will see you in some sort of media format in front or behind of the scenes, but you noticed that John Thomas Sam went back, watched my part, and the other parts remembered were accurate on playback. But I also noticed extra things I missed in real life. That's interesting. Yeah, you see that too. I've had that experience, definitely. Nice to see you, especially when drinking. I saw a lot of things that I didn't see in the moment when I watched it back. 'Cause I was really used a fine tooth comb when I was going through those streams. Because if your memory's blurry, then it's really dangerous. You don't know what you did, and then that did end up causing a lot of problems for me. So not surprised. Nice to see you, John. Hey, the movie is over popping. The movie is over. Just popping in for a bit. Hey Naomi, you're not fake. Chris Senor. Hey Naomi. And Rachel, I saw your Princess Diaries quote in the last stream, made me chuckle. Is Ethan the dog? They do have a lot in common. They're kind of sluggish to do things generally, especially when I tell them to do things. They don't generally want to do them, even if it's good for them. They both don't wear a lot of clothes, and they don't eat that much. Naomi, you're big now. John Thomas. What quote you see? Why don't you invent some new kind of video thing? Yeah, I think I'd be a good spokesperson if people came out with technology that was like, a live stream camera. I'd be a good person to represent that if it worked well, but I'm not big in tech development. I don't know enough. I'm not going to take the time to figure out enough to make that product. But I would probably be willing to work with someone if they were really smart and they were actually going to make a really groundbreaking product that would make doing this a lot easier, because I think that'd be successful. I obviously believe in this idea as a whole. I think this will be more popular, so people are going to want that technology. Smallest team on the court. Don't minimize your impact on this phenomenon. You helped create this. Is Maddie a guy? That's a really good question, Chad. I guess I don't know for sure. Rachel, oh yeah, I've watched that movie so many times. Did you miss me, man? John, I haven't seen you in a while. Josh, same here. Rachel. 6, are you sapiosexual? I don't think so. I think that I'm attracted to physicality. Is that even the right? Let's see. I hope that's the right. Yeah. Yeah. I'm attracted to someone's physical appearance a lot, but it's usually one or the other, you know. You don't often find someone, I don't often find someone that I'm really attracted to mentally that I think is really pretty, or vice versa. You know, you find different shades of each, but the I think that the perfect girl for me would be a combination of both. But obviously, I do think that personality comes first, because I can't even have a conversation with someone who I think is like a really shallow minded. So that obviously wouldn't work out. God, yes, joking about the dog. Ethan Harley, somewhat same mentality. The musical is so good too. Dude, that you guys did not miss me. I think Chris is just messing around because you attacked my homeboy Chad. What's up with it? What's up for tomorrow? He's crying, looking at me. You're joking. You made him cry, you schmuck. What if you saw Ethan in bed with Maddie? I would probably laugh at the absurdity. I literally have no problem if people like do whatever they want with anyone who like I've had any relationship or like sexual interaction with. Like, it's not, I don't possess those people. You know what I mean? They're their own people. They can do whatever they want in relationships at any point. If I was dating someone, I'd probably want there to be some sort of, we don't cheat on each other at the time or whatever. But I think it's completely fair game after a relationship. I think that you shouldn't be in a relationship with someone unless you're okay with that, because that's just ridiculous to expect that other people are not going to do things because like you had. I don't know. I think that's really silly. Ethan and I talked about the Louis Granius. My man. Let's see. I think mods should be 21 and up. Louis, what's up, man? I haven't seen you on here in way long. Way long. He bullied Chad. He's Chad. Ricky Rubio sucks. I don't know who that is. Guys, Louis Granius is he's a really cool guy who lived in my hometown, Valpo, Indiana. He was never on the stream, but he's a really funny guy. I don't know, Louis, are you Timberwolves? You the man, Michael thinks right. WTF, you should smash Davey. I also, I had a conversation with Ethan about this. Like, of course I can respect if someone is just like genuinely asking me, not that it's like my choice. Like, I get to just hook up with whoever I want, but I think that I don't know. Ethan was making a big deal. It was like all a theoretical situation, but he was like making a big deal of it, and I guess that's fair. You can just be like, please don't do that. As a friend, I'm asking you not to do that, and so I think that's another thing. If Ethan doesn't pay rent, you should smash. Are you gonna have a Father's Day? I think I am. Yeah, I talked to him, and he said he wants to do one by every metric. Poppy. Number 8, have you ever ghosted someone? I think I'm ghosting someone right now. But it's not like I want to completely cut someone out of my life, it's like I'm just not ready to be having conversations with this person at this point in time. So I'm just waiting on it. It's like I don't have anything to say that I feel comfortable saying. So I'm just waiting for the right time to have a conversation. What's your ideal temperature to sleep in? That's 69 degrees, 70 degrees. One of those two. Bro, my favorite player is LeBron. Imagine being. It would have been fun to see you back in Feb when he was there. Yeah, that would have been fun. You guys would have really liked him. Ha 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 ha. What is ghosting? Ghosting is when you stop talking to someone, and usually it happens after a relationship, I think. No. Yeah. Are you still looking for a platform where you don't have to censor anything? At this point, I'm honestly, no, I don't think so anymore. I really freaked out about that after I got my first channel banned on YouTube, but since then, I've kind of thought about. I don't want to associate this stream with like being and no diss towards people who do this as a profession, but like a cam whore. You know what I mean? I don't want this. I don't want to just be like a sexual object at all, or like have that be the main appeal of this project or me as a person. I would hope that the things that I'm doing in this project and pushing the boundaries of media is more interesting than like my physical appearance and stuff. And so um, I didn't want to have people confused as to whether the success of what I'm doing was because I'm like exposing myself or because of the project itself. I gotta turn flux off. This always messes up my screen. I think you've adapted well to YouTube guidelines. Yeah, it's gotten better. Just figuring it out in the beginning was really difficult, but what would you go back to school for? I would only go back to school if I wanted to do something, and in order to do that thing, I had to go back to school. So maybe an example would be if I wanted to become a surgeon all of a sudden, you know what I mean? Then I'd have to go back and do med school and study science and become a surgeon. So I don't anticipate that happening, but you never know. Review is decent. What kind of dog is he? He's half blue Doberman and half silver lab. Preach, keep doing your thing. Thanks, Rye. My clear live stream. I like you for you. Enough lands for live stream. I should use Flux too. Yeah, it's cool, but it's annoying when I always do the 1 hour timeouts, and then it comes back on, and it's so annoying. Everything just turns orange. Especially, I should just change the schedule of it because I'm gonna be staying up till 3 the next couple nights probably anyways. So this is not quite bedtime for me yet. Med school is trash. I'm not wasting 10 years. College to be a doctor. Yeah, I mean that's one of the reasons I'm not doing it. It's right for some people. Ethan's girlfriend's doing that, I think. My brother almost did that, and then he backed out. It would be really hard. I think there are really few situations I could imagine right now where I would go back to school, but it's not impossible. It makes my parents and grandparents feel better if I tell them that it's not out of the question. How's the yoga going? Yoga's not going too bad. I haven't done a ton of it recently. I got out of the swing of things with moving, obviously, but I just find it kind of boring. But I still try and do it once or a couple times a week. I don't know. I mostly started doing yoga because I was so out of shape that I was really worried I was going to get injured. And these were accurate concerns. Like, You don't. Ethan just like messed up his neck muscle because he just tried to start working out again without doing anything for a while. You don't want to do that. That's really bad. And so I hadn't done anything for literally months. My body was very atrophied and weak, and so I just wanted to start with something really easy and something that wouldn't cause an injury immediately and help me build up a little bit of base strength to be able to actually do anything athletic. And so that's why I started doing yoga. And now that I feel I have a little bit better of a base, I'm not as concerned with it. I feel better about doing most athletic activities. I'm not worried about tearing muscles and just breaking bones and having weird pains and stuff. What's your favorite holiday? Christmas? Probably. But I'm not massive on holidays. What's Steven up to these days? He moved houses. That's probably the biggest development in his life. He has a side project called Jet Week. It's kind of complicated. He's explained it when he's come on once in a while, but I'll probably let him give an update on it the next time he comes on because it's better explained by him than me. But that's probably his biggest thing. He's cooking right now. He's still working, same job in cybersecurity, lives in California, lives with his friends. He's enjoying life, I think. You start small, be a CNA and go there, add some more experience. Is that medical? CNA. Oh, certified, yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I think that's definitely an important field, and people have to do it. But kind of like Josh said, you got to have the heart for it. You got to have the mind for it. You got to be ready for all that profession entails. Papa Michael, I'm asking very nicely, when can I become a moderator? Poppy Goat, that is a good question. I don't think we have a need for more mods right now, and I'm kind of drafting with Ethan some expectations for mods in the first place because we didn't really have that, and so I think we'll solve and iron out all of the issues within our current moderator status group, and then maybe consider adding some more as the subscriber count grows, etc. But yeah, we do appreciate it when you guys are just like nicer and stuff. And the spamming, I know that's annoyed a lot of people in the chat, so I appreciate it when you guys don't do that. Naomi said she noticed improvement too. Imagine really overthink. I'm gonna try my first green smoothie. Good luck, Rye. Hope it's delicious. Are you doing any kind of workout? Yeah, mostly been doing really basic body weight things. Also, because I don't want to get injured at all, and I'm not good at weightlifting or anything. And a lot of reasons, basically. I just do really basic things to try and improve my athleticism. It's not... Well, he was flexing his traps too hard. White Elephant Christmas Party. Bro, Chris... Certified nursing aid. That's cool, Josh. Metrics. Dude, I don't know anything about sports, but it sounds like Louis is roasting you. Handstand push-ups, I cannot do those, but maybe at some point. I think that's like the next level of body weight exercise, muscle ups and handstand push-ups and stuff, which would be cool to get to the point where I could do that, but I can't do that right now. Night. All right, night, Josh. Yeah, we got about 10 minutes left here. Feel free to ask anything pressing on your mind. I might do another one of these next Saturday, or I might do them every 2 weeks, or we'll see. I still have to kind of finalize the schedule for things like this as well, now that I've finalized my living situation a little bit more. Yeah, me crashing as well, make me a mod. Why do you have 2 beds in your room? That is an excellent question. Maybe one of the best questions in this Q&A. There's no reason. There's no specific reason. I had space in the room. And I was like, this is... I originally put a bed over in the other side, which here, I'll show you real quick. There, if you can see, there's a bed over there. And there's a bed over here with the dog is on it. And basically, I put my mattress over there, queen mattress, and it fit absolutely perfectly. Snug fit, but completely perfect. And I was like, this space was designed for a queen bed, obviously. And then I acquired this other bed for my neighbor, which was a really nice mattress. And it was just going to be a guest bed. But then I thought about it, and I was like, I have so much space in this area. It would look really good to have a bed over there. But I really like that bed over there. And so I brought this one up here. And I really like sleeping on this one. This one's really nice as well. And I don't know. I guess there's not a good explanation aside from the fact that there's space. And I think that it looks... I don't know. It kind of divides the room a little bit too, because this space is lighter, Christmas lights and lighter bedding, and this is mostly darker. So I like that. Let's see what we got here. One is a sex bed. Have a good night, Mike. I keep doing these Q&As. Thanks, Rye. Maybe that's what I was guessing. Yeah, I mean, I guess that bed is like more romantic than this bed. But I just can't stand by it. There's light. Alright, see you, Louis. You're quaking. Good for when friends visit. Yeah. Yeah, it could be a guest bed too. This was... Jeez. Sports gets really heated. Do you guys want to hear all my basketball and football predictions and my favorite players, the players that I think are the best? Okay, I think that LeBron James is really good, and Kevin Durant, and Steph Curry, and Kobe Bryant, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I think those are all really good players. I know you guys might disagree, but that's just how I feel. This kindergarten takes. What's your favorite color, and what have been your fast favorite colors? I think my favorite color right now might be... I don't know. It might still be... My favorite color used to be black, and I like white a lot more this year. Last year I like only wore black, and this year I've really been wearing a lot of white. So I think I'm transitioning my favorite color to white. Pretty epic, really epic story. Glad I shared that. Satin black. Well, as much about sports teams as I do. Bro, Steph Curry got outplayed. Michael, who will win the Super Bowl? That's a really good. Let me think about that for a second. So are we thinking 20? This is 2020, right? I think probably either the Patriots or the Rams. I feel like they both have a good shot. Epic gamer moment when you talk about your favorite color. Yeah, guys, clip that, upload that. It's the Patriots. Do you even own clothes other than your black shorts and white t-shirt? Let me see if this cord will stretch long enough to give you guys an exclusive tour of my wardrobe. I don't know if it's going to. I'm going to bring my exclusive tour out here. These are all the shirts that I own. This black sweatshirt, and then this shirt, and then this one, it's a different model, and then this one, which is the same as this. So, I'm only going to be wearing my own clothes for the rest of the year. I don't even know if there will be a lot of exceptions to that. And then I have some black pants. Black pants, black shorts. So no, Tim T, for the most part, no. You're right. That's exactly what I own. But I'm going to get a couple new, like I said, I'm going to get a couple new models that are just slightly different design. This will be the exact same, but the live stream one, the logo's going to be a little bit smaller and a little bit higher up. It'll look cooler. And then the same thing with the sweatshirt. It's going to be just slightly different placement and slightly smaller. I think it's going to look better. He likes wearing his own merch. Yeah, because I don't want to be like big on advertising. I don't like that. I don't like advertising. And so all of my advertising will be done by me wearing it and talking about it if I get like asked questions about it. Did you watch the Super Bowl? I did not watch the Super Bowl last year. Facts, Rams is still. Would you ever play VR? I would love to. If they make once VR games get really good, Beat Saber looks really fun. I think that there are some cool ones that are coming out now. If there were some really, really good ones, then I would totally get some of that equipment and play. It looks fun. I just don't really. You only own 3 shirts. There'll be nothing. Cartoon character closet. Gray pants. Minimalist is cool. Yeah, I think minimalism is really neat. Tim T, are you like into that at all? Do you incorporate that into your life? I think that stuff has been really nice for me. I talk about this pretty often, I guess, but when I lived in a van, I had to simplify my life a lot, obviously, because you can't fit a lot of stuff in there. Your living space isn't very big. It's like the size of this bed, you know? And so that's when I first learned to really live without a lot, especially clothing-wise, and that made my life a lot better. Really simple. It's easier to focus on other things if you're not worried about focusing on actual physical things. You can focus on what's important to you, which is really cool. At Michael Papago, who will win the NBA Finals? That's a really good question. Let me it's just for next year. Raptors win the championship this year. Congratulations, Raptors. My dog has more shirts than you. Very much. Cool, Tim. Imagine. What the fuck? Chris is pretty smart for a 13-year-old. All right. Well, that's been an hour. Or wait, has it? Or no, I still got all right. 2 more minutes. As the conversation derails. Do you work out with your Nate? What is that? To work out with my... There's so many things that could be that you're trying to say. Any more plans for travel soon? That's a good question. Probably not. I don't have any plans to travel soon. Traveling's really hard with the live stream. But if I was going to travel somewhere, it would probably be one of the nearby cities, just Austin or Houston or Dallas. Does your roommate do you work out with Rumi? No, I don't work out with Ethan really. I think we work out at separate times, different schedules. Kids take turns. I meant Rumi. No worries. Roommate is what it means. Oh, gotcha. Okay, cool. Michael, which team will win the finals next year? That will be the final question here. And I know this is people. You're gonna give me a hard time for this, but I really think that I have to scroll through 8 pages to get to the number one. Oh, jeez, there's so many different links here. Yeah, it's gonna be the Raptors again. I decided that's my choice. Okay. Suggestion. Yeah, it'll probably happen at some point, John, but not when we're competing for the pull-up competition. It's too important. Okay, thanks for coming on, guys. Thanks for asking questions. Lots of good questions in here. Lots of fiery sports debate. Really glad that Louis could join and add some gas to the fire there. And yeah, just thanks for coming on. I will see all of you guys in the next one, and if I do a Father's Day hangout with my dad, then I will see you then.